and this will literally tell you when you're ovulating. 5 ways to get pregnant, sort of, I think. So go do your own research. Clearly this is not a scientific video. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here. Today we're going to get into baby number 2 and all the things that I'm and kind of Philip are trying to do to make that possible, because even though I feel like my number one asked question is, have you put on weight? The second asked question is, do you want to have another baby? And yeah, I'll just show you. Yes, we would really like to. And it's not always that easy. And there's definitely things that I've learned along the way of this journey to hopefully help us. And also, let's just be real. I have a son and he is perfect. I'm obsessed with him and I'm so grateful every single day. And so when people ask me like, oh, do you want to have a girl? I want to do the whole like, I hope I'm just gonna have a healthy baby. And Philip's very good at that, but secretly deep down I'm like, I really want a mini me and I would really like a girl. And I know it doesn't work like that and there's a 50-50% chance, but I'm calling bullshit on a lot of the families who are like, nope, it doesn't matter at all. I feel like deep down, like you might be closeting the fact that you may have a preference. I might be wrong, but in my case, like, obviously we will be completely blessed and excited, and the whole point of like having a second baby is literally so my son has a sibling. But yeah, it would be really cool if it was a girl, but you know what, we will be so happy if it's a boy too. But there are a couple of things that maybe I'm trying to do to see if it could help become a girl. I don't know if this is all making weird sense. You know, there's just so much focus put on gender, and I think even with our son, we were very aware of like, don't force those gender conformities on any human, right? So let's get into the good stuff, right? Because I feel like there's probably more of you watching this who maybe are going through the same thing as me. Maybe you've not got any children yet, or maybe you've had your first and then you're like, oh, it's taken a while to have another one, or it's not as easy as people kind of make it seem to conceive. Hence, you know, all of these boys, there's so many. And this gets expensive real quick. So the first thing that I would advise is, obviously, you know, get whichever test preference you like. I used First Response in my last pregnancy. They actually were an amazing company who, after I found out I was pregnant, I reached out and I ended up doing, because this is the era of, remember when all the Kardashians were having kids and they were all doing like the clear blue, like definitely Khloe did it, definitely all of her girlfriends did it. It was like that era where I saw pregnancy test companies paying people to announce their pregnancy, and I was like, oh, there are so many people in my life and in the world who are struggling with fertility. What if I could use the money from the collaboration of announcing my pregnancy with a pregnancy test company to give that money back and help someone? And let me tell you, it was the best decision I've ever made. Even though there are some news outlets that made it seem like I was trying to profit off of my pregnancy, I gave $20,000 away to 2 of my followers who have since had children through IVF. Like, it was the best decision I ever made, and it's the best feeling in the world. I still keep in touch with them. Their kiddos are like 2 years old now. So yeah, thank God that all worked out, and that I gave them both 10K, and that was able to get them that extra round of IVF. And I don't know if I'm gonna do that if I get pregnant again, hopefully. I don't know what will happen, but basically I'm a First Response girly because they were amazing and supported me in that decision to do that. Okay, so what I was gonna say though is get your First Response because they're an amazing company, and it's not sponsored by them. If you are trying to get pregnant and you're taking a lot of tests, I also recommend just getting a more affordable little paper test like these, because you're gonna get through those tests, and like I said, it gets expensive. And there's something really disheartening, and that's why I guess I still have all of these. Like, it feels wasteful to be like throwing these away in single use, whereas, I don't know, you could use this every single day for a year, and I feel like it's just a little bit of paper that you can recycle. So better for the environment. Where are we? Okay, yes, those are the pregnancy test ones. You're probably wondering what these are. So there are two things I've been doing. I have worn this Aura ring for a really long time. Do not judge my nails. I'm definitely gonna stick some press-ons on ASAP. But I have been wearing this Aura ring, and I will show you what the app inside looks like. So basically every single day, instead of having to take the natural cycles thermometer and put it in my mouth, I have the Aura ring track my body temperature. And what this does is it helps you understand your cycle. So it tells you what the different phases you are in, and it actually will work out, calculate when you ovulate. And it's crazy because what I learned was there is actually a very small window of opportunity of when you have sex and when you ovulate, and the timing of that is basically essential because that's the only time of the month where you could get pregnant. So that timing, it's really tricky because I'm gonna be honest, like I had a conversation with Philip and told him that I was gonna be like wearing the ring and looking at that app and the timings, and like he wasn't into that. He was like, I don't want it to feel forced, like I don't want it to feel unnatural. And I've heard from a lot of friends who start trying and they start kind of making it quite like regimented, like we're trying for a baby and like, we gotta go right now, like see you later, we're gonna go home, that everyone then feels a little bit stressed about it. So I basically did my best to like be aware of what my body was doing and which time of the month it was, without like almost letting Philip be aware, if that makes sense. So that is one of the only ways that I have heard from friends and the internet, which we know is not the most reliable, that you could potentially have a girl. Is the rumor is anyway. There's like a little bit of like stats and science behind it, but not enough to like be like, this is how you have a baby girl. But apparently the female sperm that carry the chromosome lasts a little bit longer than the males, which, I mean, you know, what a surprise. Apparently we're a little bit stronger and a little bit tougher, and we can survive in the old canal a little bit longer before drowning. I don't know, do sperms drown? Oh, I've never really thought about that, it's quite sad. But anyway, if you time it, you could potentially have the females like surviving and lasting longer up in there and get to the egg, and the males have already like tapped out, like we're out. So that's like one of the theories, right? The other theory is like diet and lifestyle. Like I've heard a lot of people saying they cut out red meat and basically ate, oh no, I'm gonna get this wrong, meat is acidic. One of those two. I think more acidic could be for girl, because I read that you could also do like an apple cider vinegar douse up there like before sex, and again that apparently like the female sperms can maybe survive better than the male. So go do your own research. Clearly this is not a scientific video, do not believe anything I'm saying right now. Go do your own research, but really the only thing that I've heard could potentially help is the timing. And the timing of, you know, the conception. So I've already explained that. Oops. Clearly I'm a little bit nervous about this because I don't want to give you medical advice or you to try something and then you come back and be like, Iskra, it didn't work. I'm not guaranteeing anything here. And as you can see, it's taken us a really long time. So yeah, the reason I have these are ovulation tests, LH tests. So after you've been tracking your cycle, the app is pretty like certain of when things are happening. But if you get the LH test and you start taking them during your cycle, you can literally see when you have a surge, and this will literally tell you when you're ovulating. Ovulating. And it's a really short window. Like I said, these tests will probably show high levels between about 48 hours. Like there'll be like 48 hours, maybe a little bit more in the whole month to tell you when that egg is there, when you've ovulated. So I've only been doing this like 2 months, probably, like just really giving the app all the information, all the data by basically taking the LHS. And it says now it knows exactly when I'm ovulating, which again is pretty cool. It also tells you like the symptoms that you might have when you're ovulating to really know. I haven't really had any where I could tell, but your temperature might also suggest when you're ovulating too. You'll have a drop in temperature, which is, the whole thing honestly is very fascinating. And the fact that as women, we don't have more education on women's health and reproductive system is bonkers, quite frankly, because it's such a huge part of life and understanding our very complicated, magical, miracle bodies. So yeah, I've actually really enjoyed like wearing the Aura ring, like matching it with my natural cycles, because I had natural cycles before and then the two companies merged. This didn't exist like 6 months, a year ago. So you might be thinking I'm confused, but I'm not. They've actually synced up. And now basically the Aura ring will sync on your natural cycles app every single day. Every morning I just go onto my Aura ring app and then it literally syncs with the natural cycles as soon as my data from my Aura ring is up. I hope that makes sense. I really should do a better job of planning out the sections of my videos so I could literally have said 5 ways to get pregnant, sort of, I think, but I didn't do that. So here we are, just a jumble of word vomit. The next thing I've been doing is trying to take care of myself, and that means, you know, eating a varied diet. I hate the word diet because I know what people think that means. It does not mean restriction. It just means that the things I am eating, and I am eating, because if you know me and you know my history of having disordered eating and body dysmorphia, it's very important that I fuel my body. And when you're pregnant or hoping to get pregnant, even more so, right? Like I want to nourish my body. It's hopefully, you know, going to create a human and they need as much nourishment as possible. So again, supplements. Like this brand I used during my last pregnancy. Parallel. I actually am girlfriends with the founder, Alex, who's amazing. And I kind of told her that I was trying and she sent me these, so shout out to Alex. But regardless, this is what I took my last pregnancy. My girlfriend took it. You can get it on subscription. You know, it's not cheap, but do you want something that's super cheap when it's actually going into your body to hopefully help you develop a child? Not really. So the quality of the ingredients, the fact they're traceable, what's in this is super important. And my favorite thing about this brand is not only the subscription, but every day there is a packet. So this actually has 5 different tablets in. Can you see that? Oh, my fingers are bad. I've been so stressed, everyone. I pick my fingers when I'm stressed. 5 tablets that basically cover you. So you just need to take 1 pack a day. As someone who travels a lot, as someone who is forgetful, this is game changing. And I know there are people out there who do a really good job of buying like the pill packs and then put them all in and are all super organized, but like I've knocked one of those things over before and literally just cried because you've laid them out for 30 days and then you knock them over on your counter and then they're all a scramble and then you're just like, I'm done. So yay, individual sachets. And so this is the conception for, this is for the woman and this is for the guy, and they basically fill it again. These are just more of like a multi-male support pack. It can help you with your general health as a male because again, you just need to look after yourself, right? So it's got all of the things in there to be your best self. And then for women, it's got the core prenatal with optimal nutrition and immune support. It's also got the omegas, the DHA, the EPA, good for brain development, mood support. CoQ10 supports egg health, may help support ovulation. Obviously, they can't claim that this is going to get you pregnant, right? And then, yeah, it has foliate as well, which from my last pregnancy and just general research online is one of the most important kind of supplements you're probably going to want to take like when you do get pregnant. So basically this supplement is one that I will just continue taking, and touch wood, you know, if I get pregnant, then I'll continue taking this until I'm like, yes, I'm definitely pregnant. I'm gonna order the first trimester sachets and then they will arrive and then I'll switch. But these will basically tide me over anyway. I don't have to be like, oh no, I need to get one immediately. Like this has everything I need anyway if I'm pregnant. Last couple of things as well. Sleep. Get some sleep. Like you need it. Your body needs it. Your body needs to be as rested and relaxed as possible. Try and decrease the stress levels, which as you can see from my nail picking is a challenge for me, and the balance is a challenge for me. And 2023 especially was a real burnout year because you know, if you've been following along, you might know the whole contractor scandal and scenario, and that financial pressure of last year was really tough on me and the family, kind of especially me because it was my decision and I feel like I put my family in it. This year is definitely going to be more about peace and balance and tranquility. And I'm not saying that these will work. Again, these are just things that I've been trying. These are the little sleep tape strips. Honestly, I think I need to put these on Philip more than me because he snores, and when you block your mouth from breathing in the night, then it just does your nose, and then you're less likely to make a snoring noise, because snoring happens when you breathe through the mouth and your nose, apparently. So I can't see like a huge difference with these, but I think it's one of those added things that's very intentional. I also wear an eye mask, and I think just having a little routine maybe of like, I'm going to sleep at this time, and again, the Oura Ring worked out my chronological clock, one of those things. And so it told me when the best time to go to bed was, which ironically was 11:30. I knew I was a night owl. I told Philip this, but like this actually discovered I am a night owl. Not a super night owl, not out hunting every night, but just I can't go to bed at 8 p.m. every day. Like my mind, I'm just gonna lie there and just not be tired enough. So 11:30 p.m. is an ideal bedtime for me, and a 7:30 a.m. wake up is an ideal wake up for me, which is great because I get to avoid most of the morning stuff. So these, I don't know, you could try them if you're someone who is an insomniac, struggles to sleep, heavy snoring, stick them on your partner, or try them out. Some people love and live by mouth taping. It's not a huge game changer for me, but when I'm like religiously like, I really need to improve my sleep, I'll whack one of these on, I'll whack my eye mask on, do all the things, the white noise, maybe even a humidifier. Next up, I just so happen to have to plug my brand Saltaire, but no, seriously, switching to non-toxic pregnancy safe products, like why would you not do that if you're trying? Because hopefully it might happen, and then you don't want to find out a month in that you've been, still wearing your aluminium deodorant or any other toxic products. So switch to the Saltaire Sarin deodorant. It's pregnancy safe. No, but for real, like it's an amazing natural deodorant, and I have obviously used it for many years now since we started sampling it. And yeah, anyone, like, I think it's more important that you figure out a natural deodorant that works for you before you're like in the thick of it and you're pregnant and then you're just stinking while you're trying to find a natural deodorant that works. There's actually no detox time with this, and it's got an acid safe blend. So that's all I was saying there. And then the next one is I'm also preparing my body and treating myself like a goddess, because I am a goddess and I might be soon a pregnant goddess. And so I love to have a little oil ritual with my body oils. This is our Saltaire Santal Bloom. She smells amazing. And just like rubbing my belly, giving myself affirmations. Maybe that feels ridiculous to you, but I just think positivity, infusing your life, infusing your body, infusing your well-being with positivity. Why the heck not, right? Like life is hard enough. You might be struggling to get pregnant and actually being mean to yourself, or like maybe you're not even directly doing it or even aware that you're doing it, but you might be like, I'm so disappointed, and like giving those vibes inside yourself, if that makes sense. Or there are a-holes who just constantly ask you over and over and over and over again, like, oh, that's gonna be a big gap. Oh, like, you think your child's really ready for a sibling, and just like, come on, it's 2024. Can we drop the questions? Like, it's not that easy. And also 1 in 4 women struggle with miscarriage and pregnancy loss. So let's just not. And what we can control is how we take care of ourselves, and we deserve all the self-love and all the nourishment and all the good things. And you know what? If pregnancy does not happen for you, that is okay. You are still whole, you are still loved, you are still amazing and wonderful and a gift. And there are other options, of course. I have a very close friend, and she's been very open about her journey. And she said it doesn't feel the same having to think about surrogacy or think about adoption, but the way that there are children out there who would probably dream of having you, as a parent, as a family, there are those options. And I definitely remember discussing this early on with Philip, where I was like, I don't know what the future holds for me, for us, but I know I want to be a parent one day, and there are so many different ways to be parents, and each and every one is special and valid and perfect for you and your family. So I definitely am like, I'm down to adopt. you know, I'm down to adopt. And so, yeah, I will keep you updated with my journey. But thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe, like, comment. Like, this community on here means so much, and getting to be so open with you and creating this safe space means the world. So, mwah, see you in the next video.